Introspect, take a sec, watch it step, where you step, when you step, falling free through the sky, feel the breeze, feel the eye, all your fears, let them die, energy never lies, introspect, take a second, let your world unfold.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day.
It is episode 20.
This time he made sure he started off with the intro.
Because I ain't going to let y'all overtalk me.
Yo, it's not even our fault.
It's true.
Yeah,
Y'all was talking 15 minutes.
See, he not even taking responsibility for him for getting that. Did you do your outro last week's episode?
I'm gonna own up to it. No,
Shouldn't have said nothing.
I own up.
I love it how every week we do this, we call it out, and he still forgets.
I own up to it. No, it's all good. Episode 20. We are here on a Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. My name is Cecil Williams. I'm your host to Let's Speak Podcast with my boys Osahan, Abraham.
What's good?
Britton is here. The gang is here. We're here. How we feeling? How's y'all lives? Lovely lives. Faja to be and the Do-Rag King.
Hey, yo, low-key.
Yo, how many do-rags do you have though? Honest question.
Now I think I'm up to probably like 10 to 12.
Oh, I thought you had way more.
No. It's been slow. I've been copping 2 at a time because I'm just like, let me not spaz out. But then once a new shipment comes in, I'm like, it's time for another one. Like I'm about to have all colors.
Once you start getting the holes in the do-rags, man.
Yeah, that's why I copped the new purple one because you remember the first purple one. I was wearing that often, and I actually like these. I switched brands.
Yeah.
So this brand,
I like that.
I'll call you guys out when y'all answer my DMs.
Tag them. Every time.
But yeah, I'm getting the collection up there. Few different colorways. I got the orange one that we saw on a couple episodes ago. That one is like, I had an orange fit for that. Now I need to cop some orange like shoes.
Yeah. Okay. I see we the glasses gang today. I got my glasses on.
We all in
I
here.
can see.
We all in here.
Cause I for sure can't see for nothing. Which is bad because I can't. With me in my eyes, let me see. I can't even really see.
We're not about to do this right now.
No,
we're not
I
about to
what's
play
coming.
This game.
I know it's coming right now. I know it's coming.
We're not about to see who's more blind than the other because y'all all about to lose. Don't do that.
Oh, I already know. Listen, mine's not that bad.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't going that route. I wasn't going that route at all. At all.
I'm blind. I'm so blind. It's
I'm so blind, man.
What do you
I
know
can't even
about
see.
blindness?
I can't even see my keyboard, y'all.
How last episode because I wore a mask. The episode that was on Tuesday, and you called me Bane. What he said in that movie to talk about you was adopted by the darkness. I was born in it. I was born in it,
molded by
you was adopted by blindness. I was born.
Sheesh. Man. But no, shout out to everybody who's listening.
Again, I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to those who hung out with people 5 or less this week. 5 groups of 5 or less. People are forgetting that we in a pandemic, and hey,
5 or less.
5 or less, because people out here like really, like I get it if we're over it. Like you're over it, fine. I get it. We all are, honestly. But I mean, don't be a dummy. Like don't just start traveling and going everywhere without the proper artillery, and you out here just acting the fool, and then 2 weeks later, you come around and you start coughing and sneezing and all this stuff, and you wondering, well, dang, what happened?
You said coughing
and sneezing, man. That's how it starts. But no, seriously, please still take precautions. We are over the pandemic. I get it. But the truth is, we ain't got no solution. We ain't. The vaccine, and we for dang sure ain't taking no vaccine. A lot of us is not taking no vaccine because we don't trust it. So.
They was talking about, hey, if you don't get the vaccine, we will fine you.
Oh yeah,
like,
put you in jail, fine you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if that's the case, get the bail ready.
I'm fortunate enough to say that God has blessed me with good health during these times, and of course with not being reckless.
Yeah.
So,
and I haven't really traveled like that.
oh no,
I've canceled a lot of stuff. I had opportunities to go to Atlanta and New York, and for me the risk is higher than the reward right now.
Yeah,
it's too much.
I'm a whole hermit, yo.
I can't.
I can't.
Even though these flight prices have been really, really tempting, but they've actually increased.
Yeah,
past
they're
couple
slowly.
weeks.
I mean, because they got to make
They're
up.
coming back.
Oh, because actually, I think it's either September 1st or October 1st. The airlines have to make their final decision on their employees. Because so for these last few months, the airlines have been offering their employees like, "Yo, would you like to be furloughed, or would you accept a severance package?"
Yeah.
And they have, I believe it's either they have up until September 1st or October 1st for it. And after that, whoever didn't accept it, we're going to see massive layoffs in the airline industry. So those prices are going to probably keep going higher to try to compensate.
Man, y'all better go ahead and if you actually think you can fly safely, go ahead and make them flights.
Yeah, book them flights. Book them flights now.
Book them, Dano.
I still have a voucher from an airline for the wedding that I was supposed to go to, but I have to.
I would say if it's
flight.
Spirit, you might as well drive.
Please drive. Just go and drive.
The crazy thing is, I've flown Spirit a few years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad experience, but I don't know if
Nah.
anything's changed. But the problem
change
is,
every day.
I have to, I have to book a flight before September 9th. Not that I have to be flying out by then, but
You just have to book one.
You have to book one. Like if I want to book it for December, I can do that, but it has to be by September 9th, or else the voucher is.
You gonna book a flight
inexcusable.
to go back home to Jersey?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You know,
Cheers.
might book it for January time because Christmas would be cool, but the birthdays are 3 of the 4 birthdays are in January, so might as well pull up during that time.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So there's probably gonna be a week where I'm not gonna be on the episode.
You're not gonna be
LES
here.
'cause it's
You know what we'll do? You know what we'll do? We'll get a cutout of you
Hey,
like
Britton,
they have at the
get
baseball
ready.
games.
Yeah, Britt,
Britton, get ready.
Britt, you gonna be on next week. You gonna be on January's
Britton, batter
episode.
up, Britton.
hey,
Sit
Britton,
right here.
and Britton, you have to wear a do rag.
Yeah, you gotta
Hey,
do
no.
that.
In January, when I
gotta wear a
go back
do-rag.
east,
You wearing a do
when I
rag?
go back east, you
wearing
gonna
a
be
whole
sitting.
dude.
Yo,
You'll be
I
sitting
need
right
you to have the do
Tap
rag.
in.
Gotta make sure
Gotta
your
get him in
kicks is
shape.
nice for that week.
Oh, he's
You
got
gonna-
kicks.
you
No,
gonna
he's
be-
got kicks.
He's got
so you
kicks.
gonna-
He's got kicks.
Hey,
I can feel it.
Yo, here's the
I can
thing
see
though.
it.
All right, not to sound vain, I feel like
about to sound
with
vain.
us being
about
a
sound-
person. No, low key, with us being a person, I feel like we always swagged out. You know, like
Oh yeah. Look,
you know me. I've been purposeful with my fits.
Yeah.
You've seen there's a thing. Like just wait for the red and white Dame Sixes. I already
wait
have
till the
the outfit
fall.
for that.
Forget
But you know,
summer.
we showing off the kicks, you know. So
That's true.
like
I'm saying.
Britain, when I go on vacay in January, hey, just you gonna
Bring
fit right in.
got his feet up just like this with his kicks in the camera.
Good. Yeah, the whole time. It's not. It's just gonna be his kicks. It's not even gonna be him.
You know, like how the Joe Budden podcast where they talk about parks is just
yeah.
like a knee.
Yeah,
All you see is his foot.
yeah. That's it. Who that?
Like, what Kobe's are those? Oh, the ones that dropped August 24th. It's only
I
September.
can't wait. I can't wait for those.
There's gonna be fuego.
Yes.
I want to cop at least one of those pairs in honor of Kobe.
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I need to
It's
get
from
some.
the what if pack.
Sure. Well, speaking of artists who got to travel, they got to travel to the Dove Awards. So, see that segue?
Cold world.
Oh, God. I was reaching for that segue.
He said the same thing that made me walk out last time we recorded.
The artists got to travel to the Doves, the Dovies. Dove Awards is coming up. Nominees came. They dropped a few days ago, and boy, there's been some interesting. I'm already looking. I got the categories up in front of me, and
Ah, look at his face.
a lot of these artists, not a lot of these artists, I'll say there's a category that I just feel a little off about, considering it's the Dove Awards, and a lot of us know the Dove Awards is
Yo, you
majority.
keep saying Dove, and I keep hearing Devil.
Oh, Well,
I think he's saying just enunciate.
Shot fired. Like, nah, real talk. It keeps sounding like you added
Doves.
the L to that. It's like
Doves.
the double word.
Double
And I'm
words.
like, whoa.
Oh, it's the way you say devil wards. Yeah, you say it so quick.
I say it quick.
You know what? Yeah, if you say devil ward, yeah, it sounds like devil when you say devil wards quick together.
And so,
It says it real
like,
quick.
There is
you know
no
what?
intent to reference the devil wards
Yeah,
as the
no,
devil.
no.
Let's just clarify that
Just-
right now.
Just pray for me hearing. Just pray for a good
Yes.
hearing upon me, please.
Dove Awards. Dove Awards. I don't even know where to start. I'll just start here in the most ironic fashion. Gospel Artist of the Year.
Hey man, that's not a bad category.
It's not a bad category. We got Jacqueline Carr. Hopefully I said her first name right. Jonathan McReynolds, Kirk Franklin, Tasha Cobbs, and Travis Green.
So I got that going between Tasha and Kirk.
I can see Tasha winning.
I think
Good.
I want Tasha to win because she's been dropping fire.
No, she
They
All
wouldn't.
season.
I don't think they'll give it to her though.
why not?
I'm looking at these artists,
Keep it a buck. Why?
and we already know the Dove Awards can favor one side, you know, and if it don't look,
You know
like
what?
us,
I think they'll give it to Kirk, and here's why: an apology. That's why they're I think that's why they would do it as an apology, because Kirk has been dragging
Yes.
the Dove Awards
yes,
for the past.
and he said
2 or
he's
3
boycotting. He
years.
said he's not going.
Yeah. So
But
I
then
think.
that's gonna make it way too blatantly obvious, and you're screwing over Tasha. As a
Listen,
result.
time out.
I
It's
think
2020. Remember, it's
Dove would do
2020.
it.
Folks are trying to make amends
Yes,
for everything.
everything.
And
Healing is
going
here.
overboard. Yeah, and going
Healing.
overboard and doing it. And so I would like to see it go to Tasha,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to go to Kirk as an
Healing
apology.
is available in 2020. As much as stuff is being revealed, I think every organization.
And Kirk did do a sit down. It was him, Tony Evans,
Yeah.
and Matt Crouch, who's the CEO of TBN, and it was a nice little sit down and dialogue, around the things that Kirk has seen, why he made his statement about boycotting the Dove Awards and all of that. So, I just feel like them giving him that award, I think is kind of just the next step in the process. Do I think it's right or fair? Not necessarily, but that's just the narrative I see playing out.
Yeah. I do. That makes sense. Tasha, I could see winning that. I don't see them actually doing it. I do see them more so giving Kirk that award as an apology, which, I mean, I'm with Abe on the sense of like that's just
It's not
obvious and it's not cool. It's a cheap route. Because you think. Here's my thing: when you give a black person an award that they are obviously boycotting and they're saying, hey, make changes, but you give them an award, it's like, one, it's a shortcut.
It's virtue signaling too.
Yeah. And two, it's one of those things where it's like, so who do you think I really am? Like, you're dumbing me down. You're trying to dumb not just my work, but you're dumbing me as a person by thinking that an award is going to make me happy. It's going to make everything like, oh, happy, joy. And so I think that's where Kirk is at when it comes to that. So if they give him that award, I am glued to the screen like, ooh, how are they going to even give it to him? Like,
I gotta ask this question though. All 5 of these artists dropped an album in this past calendar year. Not calendar year, but in the past year, at least 12 months. Whose album did you like more?
out of all 5 of these?
Yeah.
Ooh. I say the least was probably, and maybe because I didn't hear it enough. No, I take that back. Scratch all of that. Tasha,
Really?
the least. I feel like some of the stuff that's on her records are repetitive. Not saying it's good, not saying it's not bad or anything like that. I've heard it before. There's one song for sure, I can't think of the name, but it's on, like, it was on the last album. And I'm like, now it's on this one. And it's just like, okay, like, all right. Yeah, as far as the least, I could say Tasha. It's hard for me to kind of pick the most, the album that I enjoyed the most. I think it's between Jonathan and Kirk.
I'm leaning Jonathan, but I will say this about Tasha.
Oh yeah, McReynolds. Yeah, you gotta.
John McReynolds'
People.
album "People" was
It was good.
It was a
Yeah,
great
that might have been
follow
the
up
best
to
one.
Cycles.
Yeah.
It was a great follow up to Cycles. But Tasha, and I think this is why Tasha's in this category, is nominated for this. She's low key on like a Lil Wayne type of run right now, where
Yeah.
everything she features on
Yes.
is just
It's just fun.
she's
So wait,
killing
are we
everything she
talking
features
about? Are
on.
we talking about Wayne mid 2010 era, like No Ceilings, Carter 3 Wayne?
I am. I mean, I
Yeah.
can see her.
And when he was featuring on everybody's
Everything,
stuff,
and
and you were
smoking
like, oh,
everything.
yeah, you killing. That's
Yeah.
what Tasha's doing right now.
Tasha right now is actually on a roll where like it's pushing her content. Like she has her YouTube channels growing like
Yeah,
crazy now.
that's true,
She
yeah.
has these other projects going on. So right now she is kind of on this this championship this championship
Because
run,
let's
if
be
you will.
real, for Wayne, that was
That's crazy.
dominant.
Yeah,
And then he dropped that rock album, and everything
and
fell
it just
apart.
fell apart. It was a wrap.
But during that time, that's when he also introduced us to Drake. You know, on the big
That's
stage.
true. Yeah, yeah.
I got a question.
And then
Ooh.
Nicki.
Why is Kira Shear not in this category?
Yo, she has
And her
gems,
album-
but I feel like
she dropped an album too.
I do.
I
She
feel
has
like
album.
her
I have an
bag
issue with
isn't
that
as
album.
deep though.
I have an issue with that album too, though.
What is it?
That album is great,
but
the songwriting is not good to me. I think it lacks lyrically. It's lacking. That's my only gripe with it.
okay.
Musically sounds amazing. Production sounds amazing.
So you
Sheer
feel like she went the kind of the opposite direction? Because I felt like her previous album, like lyrically, was dope. But musically, it was like
musicality was
okay,
like
yeah.
here on this album.
Yeah.
Lyrically though, it's
Yeah.
like
I feel like she
it's
went the
simple.
opposite
It was
direction.
very
Yeah.
it was very basic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I even bring up this point when it comes to like lyrical content. A lot of times, and this is like even on the creative bag, when you're making songs or making even poems, you gotta make sure that your words they flow. They have a flow. There's a certain rhythm. Even if it doesn't rhyme, you can tell there's a certain cadence and a rhythm to the poem and what it's about, or even the record. So, with that being said, perfect example of what I'm talking about. Todd Delaney. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Kira Shear featuring Todd Delaney on. I forgot what the name of that song. It's on the album. That song will get you going and get you hyped. But if you really listen to it, it's like it's lacking the lyrical flow. It doesn't mesh together when it comes to the lyrics and how it's written. Like you can tell it just bounced from one concept to the next. To me. So lyrically, that album is decent. I think it took a not a climb, a decrease, but musicality is dope. I love it. But I am surprised she's not in this gospel artist category because it did do numbers for sure. So
I got a question. Looking at the nomination categories, I never noticed this. There's a gospel artist of the year section category, and then there's a Southern gospel artist. Of
that's
the
my
year
point. That's why I was like, I got a problem
Everybody
with
being
this.
extra.
No, and so
it was follow.
Follow.
Yes.
So, but here, and this is not just. Let's be clear. Like we're not just nitpicking.
We're not
folks in the
nitpicking.
body. But I think this is something I'm seeing across the awards landscape. You see these award committees and award shows getting criticized for whether it's lack of inclusivity or whether it's a narrowness or a bias in the way that they're voting and giving out awards or in categories. And then they get really reactionary to try to appease folks. And we end up with these just silly categories. I think we talked about it maybe like 7 or 8
Melodic.
episodes ago. Yeah, brought it up.
A couple episodes ago, we were talking about the Grammys. And then a progressive,
Melodic.
urban,
Yeah,
like
melodic,
come on.
alternative.
Urban and
R&B.
melodic are the same. Like,
Yeah.
just let's not do this.
Oh, like don't you? If you put melodic and have the baby in there, I'm like, I'm gonna think like, all right, so we just putting
As
low.
far as I'm concerned, Drake is in almost every category. If you really want to look at all the categories.
So that just something. And then you have a contemporary gospel recorded song of the year category. So you literally have 3 different gospel category of awards on the show.
It's all racist. I mean,
it just feels and
it
then
is.
gospel worship. Like it just see, I'm not making this up. A gospel worship recorded song of the year. Kind of like what are we doing?
Gospel worship.
Southern gospel, alternative gospel.
So you have hold on. So you have Southern. Hold on, let me pull this up. So you have Southern Gospel Artist of the Year. Where's that? Yeah, Southern Gospel Recorded Song of the Year, Contemporary Gospel Recorded Song of the Year, and Gospel Worship Recorded Song of the Year, and then Worship Recorded Song of the Year.
Wait.
It makes no sense. It makes no.
So there's gospel worship
sense.
and then there's worship.
So, but here's the thing. So
Like,
check it out.
to soaking,
So
or
check it
like,
out. No, but when you dig into who's actually nominated in these categories, so Southern Gospel Recorded Song of the Year. I'm looking at all these groups or artists. They're all of our fairer skinned saints. You look at the contemporary section. It's guys like Travis Green, John McReynolds, so on. Then you look at the gospel recorded section. It's folks like so Kira Shear has a song nominated in there. So Kira Shear, J.J. Harrison, shout out to Maverick City Music. They got a song nominated in there, and it's my song. The song of the year.
Okay,
Promises.
listening to a lot of
Promises is my
Maverick
song
City.
this year.
Yeah.
So that's what songs nominated. But those are all, once again, some of our more,
Maverick City got So Maverick City. Go back. You said Maverick City got nominated for what?
in the gospel worship recorded song of the year. But then you get to the worship recorded song of the year category, and it is once again all of the fairer skinned saints.
Because you look at Maverick City, if you look who's a part of it, like you look at, Dante Bowe appeared on there, Chandler Moore.
Yep.
Then you have Stephanie Kretzinger who's on there.
But it's not a song that she was on though. You feel me?
So then are we saying
so it wasn't a song that she was on.
So it wasn't the song that
it wasn't the song that
labeled
Chris Brown was on
as
either.
like, hey, gospel, this is for our skin folk. Gospel, this is for your skin
the more melanated saints.
Non-gospel, just like plain worship.
Southern gospel, Southern gospel, and regular worship is for the
See, I would feel like Southern would be more for the melanated folks.
Nope.
No, but apparently
that's you know what Southern gospel is? Southern gospel essentially is Christian country music.
Yeah, essentially.
I'm not kidding.
There it is.
Listen, do yourself a favor when you get home tonight, Abe, and go ahead and listen.
I don't plan to.
Listen to the.
I don't plan
Listen
to.
to the Gaithers.
The Gaithers?
The Gaithers.
Who the hell? The Gaithers?
The Gaithers. Just go ahead, listen to the Gaithers. Listen to the Gaithers.
I'm about to look them up right now. Who are the Gaithers? I've never heard of them. Ever.
Song of the weekend is the Gaithers.
Something by the Gaithers. I'm just telling you right now.
Don't you dare make that the song of the weekend.
The Gaith. Look.
Gaithers.
Oh, GAI.
So Gators as in like the clothing.
No. Gaithers. Gaithers.
Gaither. GAITHER.
Oh, yeah. They just decided to just
The
butcher a word.
Gaithers.
Okay.
Gaither vocal band.
There you go.
Don't play them.
Yo. Hold on, let me
Don't
see.
do it. Don't.
What's their most viewed?
The song that's nominated this year is "This Is the Place." Go ahead and play that.
I
This
said don't play.
is-
Why you
No, we're
telling
gonna
them to
play it. We're gonna dig into this. We're going into this, okay?
And this is under what category?
The Southern Gospel Recorded Song of the Year category.
AKA
Oh, I think it's that
country music.
Look at him. He's
I can't even play the air horn. The air horn don't even match. It don't match with this. This video is in 2019.
It don't even sound really like. It sounds like folk music. I was thinking folk, like the polka.
let's wait to the chorus. We need the chorus.
Oh, let me listen to the
We're
chorus.
still listening to it to that part.
Let's get to the
vocal bland. Air horn. Dang, that was only a minute 51 seconds. 4 minutes.
So.
I got issues, bro, with this whole video.
The way we don't even need to see the video. I couldn't already imagine the video, but listen to how these things have been categorized once again. Southern Gospel Recorded Song of the Year.
And here's what we're not saying. We're not saying that this music is not catered to a certain people or anything like that.
When I say it's not valuable,
everybody has their own that they can lift up praise and thanksgiving. So we're not knocking that. But what we are talking about is, number one, misconceptions, and two, how these categories are arranged for specific types of gospel and I guess Christian music altogether.
Yeah, so think about this. The worship recorded song of the year, you have no melanated saints in there. When you hear worship recorded song of the year in your mind, what are like 2 or 3 songs that you feel from this year that should have been in that category? Just off the top of your
probably
mind.
Song, not song, but just person, like Todd Delaney. He has a lot of worship songs.
Okay, Todd Delaney. Anything Maverick City music, right?
Maverick City, Chandler Moore. Which by the way, he got nominated 3 times, I believe, in some of these categories.
What about Ty Tribbett?
Wait, in what category?
In this one.
Let's say for worship recorded song of the year.
I wouldn't put him in there, honestly.
Not for worship recorded song, because that song, what was the song this year? Be All Right, I think that was the song.
Oh, it was Flames.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it in the worship recorded song.
That goes in the gospel worship.
They might put that in
It might make it
the contemporary.
The contemporary gospel.
The contemporary gospel recorded.
So gospel worship recorded song, Miracle Worker by J.J. Hairston. Shout out to J.J. Hairston, All Nations. Something has to break. Promises, Proverbs 3. That is my jam.
And Only You Can Satisfy.
Only You Can Satisfy.
Once again, look at all the artists in there. And then worship recorded song of the year.
Wow. I told you.
Okay. I told you. I told you.
Okay. I just scrolled and I'm like, whoa.
You got Hillsong.
Like, I felt the brightness come.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So you got Hillsong, you got Jen Johnson. Really, when you say Jen Johnson, let's just say Bethel. That's really what it is. So Hillsong, Bethel. You got The Blessing, which is Carrie Job, Cody Carnes, and Elevation Worship. So really, we'll just call it Carrie Job, Cody Carnes. Yeah, and Elevation Worship. Waymaker, we'll get to that in a second. And then Great Things by Phil Wickham.
Is that the one? Waymaker.
So Waymaker, y'all. Here's my. I said this.
Mandissa, the best version of that song, in my opinion.
So that now was here. Here is my question. I asked you guys off this one offline. So Waymaker, Waymaker is not even a new song. It's not. It's a 5-year-old song written by Osinachi Okoro. Okay, written, not just written, but performed. It's not like she just wrote this song and threw it in the cupboard and never performed it. No, I was listening to this song back in 2015. So when 2020 comes around, 2019 comes around.
What was their name again? Sina?
You're not gonna be able to spell it.
Sinche. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, he was struggling. So I was listening to this song way back when. So when at the end of 2019, folks are going bonkers for this song.
I'm out of turn. I knew song Waymaker, but yo, this original video, 155 million views,
bro,
4 years ago,
and she ain't getting nothing. So all she gets on this song, under this is a songwriting credit. But the songwriting credits go to the people who wrote the song in conjunction with those who performed it. So it looks like the way it's set up that she wrote this song for Leland.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. But that's how gospel music can be sometimes.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I would say like that because look at every song that are in these categories are all originals.
True.
Every single one of them are originals. So it's a different story if they had in here for worship recorded song of the year, On Christ the Solid Rock I Stand. Or no, I'm sorry, In Christ Alone. We'll go with In Christ Alone. And they have in here, Phil Wickham did a version of it when the original writers and performers of the song was Keith and Kristen Getty. Look them up. They're some of my favorite modern hymn writers. But that's not the case. All of these are originals. So the Leland version, go and play the Leland version. I hope that's the live version too. Is it the what? Yeah, that's the live version. Yeah, so.
Nah.
Yes.
Play the Mandisa version.
Now play the Mandisa version. Now we're gonna play the Mandisa version.
Yeah, you don't even spell that.
Mandisa. You know what's crazy? You pronounced it phonetically just so we can get it. Mandisa is the proper pronunciation, but Mandisa, he gave you the Mandisa. So you
Was it I got it.
Man and Disa.
Yeah.
Let me play that real quick one time, cause Leland, I'm sorry.
Bang.
Oh yeah, give me some quiet. Yeah. Explosions. Yes. Gunshots. Yes. Take that, Leland.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So here's I think my point with all of it. I'll worship to all three versions, and I've done it. Okay. But the fact that Leland is out here about to get an award for this.
Yeah, it's foul.
Really, for a song that she didn't do?
Now, I'm not the type.
And she got the worst version.
Yeah.
She do.
Yeah.
I won't say it's the weakest version of the three that we played.
Yeah. I would say that. But nevertheless, it's the OG song. So I'm not the one to normally cause her kerfuffle about things.
Kerfuffle. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Look it up. Google that word.
No, I don't know. I won't know.
All right, it's in the dictionary. I'm pretty sure it's in the dictionary. Okay.
Kerfuffle.
Okay.
What?
That was the worship recorded song of the year version. If it was the gospel version, it would be a ruckus. Okay.
Leland, this is a kerfuffle. You put out a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. A commotion of fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views. So I'm about to cause a kerfuffle. Yeah, you're welcome.
Cause a kerfuffle.
We're causing a kerfuffle out here. Okay? I'm not one to normally beat the drum. But in a year like 2020, and I'm not saying we even come out here with cancel talk, but I think an honest conversation needs to be had. Folks is really out here about to get an award for a song you legit not even didn't write, but you weren't even the original performer of it. I just feel a type of way about it. I would expect, here's what I would hope, Leland. I hope that if you get this award, that you go ahead and get up there on stage and you give a big shout out to Sinach. You better give her you better give her.
Boy, don't let the juju come for you.
Listen, seriously. And folks may say, well, weren't you asking for a bit much? No, let's be reasonable here.
Giving people their due credit is asking for too much.
5 years ago.
And don't be giving them stories on stage talking about, man, I just want to thank God for this award, man. We was in the studio writing, and, we worked really hard at this song.
Listen, you better give a listen. We love the love and support. We didn't know this song was going to take off like this. But we have to say this, and we have to give honor to whom honor is due. Give credit to whom credit is due. To our sisters. Like that right there, I'm telling you right now, with the year that 2020 has been, with the way, even the situation with Kirk Franklin and the Doves and how that all has played out, I feel like a moment like that would bring some real unity and some real healing in the midst of everything that 2020 has been. So especially with what else is on the list, which is I think the real reason why we wanted to discuss the Doves is when you get to the rap and hip hop album of the year section.
Side note, before we even get to that, I just want to say, Zach Williams and For King and Country lead the Doves with 5 nominations each. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be honest, I have not heard a full song from King and Country ever. Nope.
I actually like For King and Country. I like him.
I'll take that back. Well, I've heard when they jumped on KB's record, Kirk Franklin, Tori Kelly. Outside of that,
I like him. I like him. But Zach Williams, once again, though, Zach Williams, he's not even pop or contemporary. He's more country.
Right. So
So shouldn't he be in the Southern Gospel section?
He should be. Let's see here.
Okay.
This is the place, Gaither.
You playing the Gaither vocal band again?
I will not. It's kind of ringing in my head, honestly. Contemporary gospel. We are. Let me see. Blessings on Blessings. Anthony Brown, Won't Be Moved. Gene Moore. People.
I like that song. Gene Moore's
Jonathan Reynolds. Big Pastor Mike Jr.
That's a good song too.
Truly Amazing God.
Oh, once again, look who all's in there.
Right. I kind of got Jonathan winning that.
I got John on that one. Yeah. John or Gene. That's who I did that one.
Worship. We already did that one. Rap and hip hop.
Here we go. This is the one.
And the year.
So let's go. Go. Aaron Cole, Not by Chance.
Not by Chance. Work in Progress. Andy Mineo.
Hold on. Shout out to Aaron Cole though. Aaron Cole and Paris Cariz recently put out a funny little video. I guess they had a minor beef probably about a year ago. Yeah. They've since made up. They homies. They cool. And it all started over do-rags, by the way, Abe. You should check it out. Yeah. It all started over do-rags. But Aaron Cole has been in the game since he was 15. I think he's like 21, 22 now. Shout out to Aaron Cole for being a 21-year-old vet in the game. Anyhow, Work in Progress by Andy Mineo.
Yeah. It was a dope project.
That was
a very creative project. They added podcast snippets with the songs. I thought it was wonderful.
Do you feel like that's Andy's best works to date?
No.
Which one do you think was his best work to date?
Death. Title had death in it. Well, as I look it up, Guavi,
like
Heathen.
Best album or best track?
I think album. Project, yeah, best project that Andy's put out.
Let's
I don't know. I really did enjoy that collab with Words Played. The
Magic and Bird.
Because there's
that was
one
fun.
song on there that was
Which one?
really fire to me. Team.
Oh yeah,
It was just like
that whole album smacked.
And then Layup, because Layup came out.
That was the single. That was like the single.
But Team is my joint on that project.
Judo was my joint on that one.
Judo was like Judo.
Heroes for Sale was an amazing album. Heroes for Sale.
Okay. You know what's crazy?
Uncomfortable was second.
I think Andy considers Heroes for Sale to be his worst.
That was an amazing album.
But I would say maybe that's just sonically because he recorded that entire album while on the road, on tour. But I feel like in terms of, because that was, I think, by then his like third or fourth project, because he had Saturday Morning Cartoons. What was the other one? I forgot the other project was his first project. But formerly known. There you go. But Heroes for Sale, that was a pretty rich project.
Yeah, it was potent. It was a very potent project.
Yeah,
I think Uncomfortable. That album was more like, hey, I'm here. Like, I'm coming out to the party.
And that was I forget who the executive producer on that album was, but that was a situation where that producer had reached out to Andy and they set something up essentially in the form of like how No ID does like custom albums for folks. That's what happened with Uncomfortable.
Yeah. Heathen, Guavi. I'm not a fan of Guavi in just as an artist. Love him as a producer. Although I will say Heathen was a really good album. It was his best one.
Ill Mind. There you go. Ill Mind for Uncomfortable. There you go. Ill Mind.
Guavi, I can see the growth lyrically as far as him just as an artist, from transitioning from producer to artist.
This is I think to date like you said, probably the most mature album from Gavi. Yeah. Not mature, but I would say musically all around like probably his best.
I'm gonna save the next one for last. Hold on. Mood, Doom, Social Club, Misfits. I kind of fallen off the bandwagon for Social Club, honestly. Okay. When they first came out, and for a few years, they live one of the best to perform live.
Their energy is ridiculous,
one of the best
bro.
to perform live.
Their energy is crazy.
It really hits
they're
you.
violent.
It really hits you.
But since they went to Capitol, I don't know.
What is it, lyrically or sonically or just vibe overall?
I can tell when music gets too commercial.
Okay.
And I think sometimes when you go that route or when you get signed to a label and stuff like that, it loses the edge. And I think Social Club, to me, had an edge to their music back, in earlier days. Now I don't feel that same edge. And I think that's why I'm so particular on Lecrae, and especially this upcoming album, is that edge to your music. Is it there? And if it's not there, then it just, to me, those albums kind of just go, move on and go to the next album. That's why honestly I respect Andy Mineo so much, because his albums, his music has a certain bite to it, it's creative.
But you can tell he's been wrestling though through his music.
Yeah,
that's what you've heard.
Yeah, you can sense the process.
You can sense the process. So there was, what was it? It was the before Work in Progress. It was the Arrow and the Sword.
Yeah.
And those projects, I was like, dude, like Andy, you're in your bag right now, but you're still wrestling with some stuff. And
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think with Social Club, what we heard before, it wasn't just the edge, but it was the wrestling with like real life stuff. So, Fernie had just gotten out of prison and was getting stuff to get his life right.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, Marty Marr was dealing with some serious like mental health stuff and all of that stuff and wrestling with that. And then like they really started to pop because they had turned down several record deals, several label deals. And so stuff starts to pop. They get a cult following and then they get signed and life it's almost like, oh, now you have access. This has always been my feeling when it comes to Christian artists. Yeah, Christian artists don't have the same access to stuff that maybe mainstream artists do or secular artists do, right? So when you finally get that access, my question has always been, well, are you going to keep the same, like you said, edge? Yeah. Or is it just going to be, well, I got the access now so we can kind of coast? And that's kind of what I felt with Social Club. Like you've got access. Their beat selection that they have now, it's insane.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. My favorite Marty song to date came out like a while ago, a long time ago.
Was it on his solo project?
I don't know, but it was the one with Me and My Friends.
Yep. That was on his solo project, Marty for President.
Yeah,
the first
that
one.
joint.
Is that the joint
everybody on that?
They were talking about depression.
Gibbons and
No.
And Jackie Hill, Believe, Marty.
No. That's a different song. But no, this one was John Gibbs, NF. Words Played. What's the fourth?
That joint was fire.
Oh, and Fern, of course. Yeah.
That joint was fire. I play that.
That song bumps.
My playlist.
Yeah, that song bumps. He said it himself. He was like, I think he said it in his verse on that song. He said, I'm the worst rapper on this song.
Yeah, he started off like that.
I'm the worst rapper on this song.
Bars, and it just made me that much more hype knowing that everybody.
That whole album, low key
NF, I think had the best verse on that joint. And it's actually because of that song I dive more into NF.
I think between him and Words Played, I think they had the best verses on that. But you know what upsets me about Words Played? His feature verses are bananas.
They're crazy.
His solo projects,
it don't be hitting.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Don't be hitting.
I don't even want to talk about it. Bro.
Fern gotta stay social. So Jesus is King, Kanye West.
The last song nominated on the Rap Hip Hop Album of the Year.
So this is where the big kind of argument came into play when the nominees came out. Andy jokingly, I'm assuming, posted on the stories, talk about, man, if he wins, I'm snatching the mic. What do y'all think? I'm kind of like, well, it is classified a Christian album, gospel album.
What happens? Well, here's my other question then. So if you're willing to put him in that category, why didn't you put the
what's in it?
The Jesus is Born album on there with the Sunday Service Choir? Why didn't it get into the gospel or the contemporary gospel category?
I think looking at this category, I think it's to point out Kanye, like to single out.
So
like, hey, he's
he's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing on this side.
Here's what I'm really interested to see. Number one, does he show up? Number two,
does folks, he win?
So we talked about it a few episodes ago about the situation that Gavi had when he showed up with his crew to the Dove Awards last year.
Good point. Because
what happens if Kanye West shows up to the Dove Awards with Kim Kardashian?
And if they don't say anything,
your face, his face, okay. So I'm just saying, what happens if he shows up with Kim? So this is what I said last year on season 1 of formerly known as For the Culture.
Yes.
Now let him speak.
Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave D Beats, okay? And that was a great episode. I think that's our most listened to episode. It's our most, and that's our longest episode.
And it still gets listened.
Yes. I said this. I said, it sounds great right now for folks to be from the rooftop singing, Kanye's a believer now. Yeah. I said this. Here's the one thing folks are not thinking about. I think the biggest obstacle to his progression and growth as a believer is Kim. Not saying like him and Kim need to split or anything like that, but pay close attention to how she's received and how she moves in light of his, newfound walk with the Lord. Yeah. I'm really interested to see what kind of grace people are going to embrace her with if she actually showed. Because think about this. If Kanye shows up by himself or with someone else and the questions are, well, where's Kim at? And it comes out that Kim said, I didn't feel comfortable. Like, we got to have a conversation.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That's also a thing.
We have to have a real conversation.
And on top of that, I don't like the fact that I get this feeling that the Gospel Music Association are kind of like marketing Kanye. They're just
that's exactly it.
It's a ploy.
He's
the face.
Credibility. It gives credibility because I can tell you right now of at least 3 other projects that should be in this category that smash Jesus is King.
Yeah,
that smash Heathen.
Easily. Yeah.
Taylor Gray and Swoop put out a ridiculous album, Touch Not My Anointed. Okay, actually, Taylor Gray put out like 3 projects this year. Swoop.
The Swoop, yeah, I was about to say
Swoop's album. You know what I mean?
Put out something.
Who else?
I'm mad. And a lot of people don't talk about him. A lot of people don't talk about him at all. But I want to shout him out because he should be in categories like this. Brandon P has put out. He used to be formerly known. I forgot his name. I know by his name now. But Brandon P puts out some amazing Black Knight.
Mm-hmm. He does put out some bangers. Yeah, he puts out some bangers.
His live shows are great.
Oh, yeah.
He's put out albums now, that live album that I'm gonna choose one of those for the song of the weekend. But his live albums are incredible. People don't when you talk about Christian rappers and all this stuff. If you really want to talk about this category, he should be thrown in this category easily. I don't understand why he doesn't get the recognition. I don't understand why he doesn't get the attention that most people would give Aguavian or Andy or even Social Club. I get it. They're more, I'm not even saying mainstream because they're not. But when it comes to the Christian side of things, if there's a Christian mainstream, then I guess you can throw him in there. But when it comes to people like Brandon and there's other artists out there, they deserve some light thrown their way, some flowers thrown their way. So I do want to say that. But yeah, Jesus King and Kanye, it's definitely just throw him out as a mascot.
It's a credibility ploy to say, listen, like Kanye, you give us credibility to what we do when there are artists who've really been grinding in this thing for a minute and
consistent and drop stuff out. And still, not still because we're in a pandemic, but I want to put that out there. But if you are, you should not.
All 5 of y'all.
All five of y'all.
All you 5 friends hanging out, going to these concerts.
Was it T-Mobile that had your Fave 5 or Top 5 or whatever?
Fab 5.
Fab 5. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I remember because I had T-Mobile
on the
for like 5
sidekick.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested if they're really going to give him that award, or is this a ploy?
What do you think is really going to happen if he gets that award?
There's going to be some problems. I think artists are going to have some real, some honest conversations about this. And on top of that, I think you're going to
speech.
I don't really care about the speech, honestly.
I do. You should care about the speech.
No. You don't care about him going up there with a mic?
Presidential nominee Kanye? Come on, man. Come on.
I care about this in the context of the speech. I care about the speech. What I'm going after is I'm looking at all the other artists that's going to be reacting.
Oh, bro. It's going to
be a lot of manifestations.
It's going to be some fact.
It gets worse if he goes up there with the mic and decides to go left.
I got you. I'll do you one better. Do you think they let him perform this year?
Hell no. They better not.
Regardless of whether
I don't think so.
He takes it home or not?
Regardless, yeah. Because there is a performer list.
No. I know for sure. I don't think that's happening.
Shouldn't?
Just because of I'm not gonna say what I know, but no. They're as far as Sunday, the church choir.
Don't do that.
Being up there.
Don't do.
No, let's hear me out. As far as that happening, I don't think so. No, I'm 100% sure. But when it comes to him, if they say, "Hey,
dang, Flames album didn't get nominated," stop it.
I didn't even know he came out with an album. To be honest,
Hey, it
I didn't. I thought he was in school.
bro. He finished this album. This album, I feel like was like a school project.
Got it. Well, that's our Devil Awards edition of.
That is your Dove Kerfuffle.
Dove Kerfuffle. Oh man, this is episode 20 of the Let 'Em Sweet podcast,
Season 2, baby.
Season 2. You know, at some point, I'm gonna just combine these episodes and be like, "Look, we're on episode 50."
I'm just wondering when season 3 kicking in. I gotta come in strong for
Because
season
at this point, we looking like a 90s sitcom.
Look,
seasons were 50 episoeds long.
Yo, shout out to Gargoyles is like 100 episodes. Season 2.
Loki,
Not even that. It's
Disney
just
Plus got me twisted
Yes.
to find out how long these seasons were.
I'm like,
I was
wait,
surprised.
what?
I was like, I don't remember ever watching all these episodes.
Yo, Power Rangers
Yeah.
is like 50
Okay,
episodes
yes.
a season.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
and that's the thing. Power Rangers too. When you got to remember the timeline keeps jumping because the order. Like we got 2 or 3 years of Mighty Morphin, and then we start going into single seasons. But there are some that have more than one season.
Yeah.
And so as a result, I forget the order because I'm like, wait. And some came back and then went away. And I'm just like, what is going on?
Why y'all doing this?
Well, episode 20. Thank you guys for listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you right now. If you are listening right now, we thank you so much. If you're on Apple Podcast and Spotify, don't look at me.
And if you're if you are listening on Apple and Spotify, head over to YouTube and to see our beautiful mugs.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
But
for real.
if you are listening on Apple, please subscribe, rate, leave a review.
Yo,
Yeah.
leave a review. We love to talk
Leave a
to
review.
y'all.
Leave a
Send
review.
us emails.
We'll shout you out,
To-
high key.
Oh, first of all, shout out to Sabrina. Happy birthday, Sabrina. Was good. Shout
Happy
out to Sabrina
birthday.
and Kai.
Yeah, what's
Love y'all up in the Bay Area, staying safe. I love y'all. Went to college with them. They the homies for real, for real.
Yes, happy birthday. Tune in for more episodes. Head to thecraftfactory.org for more. Check out recent episodes and as well meeting the team and blogs and all the information that we have on there. Remember, if you rest in God, you can defeat all the odds. My name is Cecil.
Yeah.
Episode 20. Tune in next time. We'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget
Peace.
episode
We
21.
out.
Win some, you lose some.
Play the mantra.
You live.